Welcome to another voiceover for Wollaton versus Hucknall at Willow. Jono called correctly and I lost the toss, and unfortunately, as a result, Run City, as we can already see it started in the first over. Glorious cover drive from Buckley straight through the offside. Simon getting a bit greedy, and then he tucked in a bit here. How's that for a shot? Up and over mid-off for a boundary. It was flying, so again, slightly over pitch, and then DB got one on the pads, and he was off for his first boundary as that raced away across the absolutely parched outfield. And then again, because Buckers just kept going. When you thought that he couldn't, he just kept going. Haas, a little bit too full and wide, and again, because he was just on a mission. He was on a mission to impress. And I'll tell you what he did is, have a look at this shot. Boom! Can't bowl there. That's a big shot for half a dozen. 6 of the best for Buckley. 25 of 17 flying here, and then over pitched, and Nicky decided to do his best impression of London Bridge. As you can see, Simon's fuming, just not happy, and then he over pitched. That was a good ball, in all fairness, and just anything that hit the gap here at Wollaton raced away for 4. So they got to fly, 43 for no loss after 6.2, and then, Simon, that's huge. That was, to be fair, big shot. Little bit of flashback of Vickham from last year, and then good players go twice apparently, and he did. He did just go twice. Brought up the 50 in the 7th over, and then ZL came in, and boom, 6. And then there was some verbals, which I've got so much time for, like a little bit of that's a hack, mate. But the verbals then nearly got the better of him because he went down and slogged this one away. Have a look at that. There was some more verbals and Buckley just having a go back, and this was a glorious shot. You just got to give credit where credit's due. And just said, ZL, just go fetch it there, mate. Just there. Went for 6. But the old saying, he who lasts the longest. And ZL's still laughing. He's just still laughing. I don't know why, because as you'll see in this voiceover, we were under a lot of pressure. 71 after 9 overs, introduced James Cox, and wasn't the ideal start, I'm not going to lie. Wide, and then went for 4, and then 4 again. So just not ideal from James Cox, but you know what, it happens. Sean Gilson was at the crease, and there was a no ball, and then the free hit went for 4 as well. So it not great from James Cox. Expensive over. Introduced the wicket taking machine NK, and he got a little bit greedy to Mr. Gilson, and you just can't dish those up to the first class player. And then a bouncer, and you can't see this. Coxie says it should be out. It should have been out, and Simon just decided to go refusal. And luckily it didn't cost us too much. We're not all too salty, and that was just wide and carved away for 4, just past me a backward point. People, was never going to catch that. And then seed by Nicky, and he's put this in because I took him off next over because you needed to see other bits of the compilation. It brought young talent ZL back into the attack, and I was hoping that the man would just get a wicket, but he went too short. He went short ball plan, wasn't going to work, and then he went full ball plan. And that also didn't work. So Sean Gilson decided that playing straight on this wicket, tough. Square, good. And then have a look at this. What a dot ball. It's weird to bowl to Dan Blatherwick. Balls that are about to bounce twice. It was just such a good advert for cricket at Wollaton on this fine Saturday. And then absolutely no respect. No respect shown to KVV. Sean Gilson, we're mates. We had agreed that you'd just block me all day and reverse sweep me first ball. Just not good enough. And then, Zeph has just decided to also dive over one. No brotherly love. And head lost City. And then just got carved through. You can't bowl there. Over pitch to DB in the form that he's in. 51 just cruising away. Introduce Paul. Bang! Full toss. Azef, dive, 6, lost ball, drinks break. Thank you very much. We're staring down the barrel here. Staring down the barrel. This was the first ball after the lost ball and drinks, and it got swept away for 4. Paul thought that it should have been cut off miles away. Coxie then decided to go short ball plan to a man who was on 61. Not going to work. It's raining boundaries. And then Coxie decided to just be a wizard. Have a look at that send-off. Bang! Thank you very much. And bit of frustration as our sponsor comes on, and then Coxie decides to go short ball again and doesn't get it above hip height. And it's easy pickings. Jono, he have a free boundary. And then Blathers, again, just wide to the boy, have 4 more. So at this rate, in the 36th over, they're cruising. 201. We're in a serious amount of trouble. And Blathers is starting to up the ante. He carves this one for 4 more. And yeah, ZL back into the attack. And this was absolutely ginormous. This was a classic clear the front leg and I'm going to dispatch you. And then just 2 straight from Paul. He knew it as well. Just didn't come out the wrist. Just didn't lock the wrist or get it behind. And then the camera went a bit crazy here. So I'm not quite sure what the case was. But Jono decided to just go downtown for many, many runs. And again, the plan was to go full and wide. And Simon didn't get the plan. And this is because Jono wanted us to move the camera. So this is, Jono, this is your fault that you can't see yourself batting really, really well. So only Sam Johnson has got himself to blame here, because this was a really good little knock. So he's missing all his glorious shots and Dan Bradwick's glorious shots. And he's missed a glorious over extra cover drive that went for 4 to bring up DB's very, very well played 100. So DB, blame your skipper for missing a glorious shot and a glorious way to get to 100. Well batted. Even Idea Gen comes up to celebrate a very, very good 100. So again, good from the sponsors. Just shows that they're a good sponsor. And then Coxie went short ball again to Jono, and this went away for 4 more. You can see me there at long off like, what you doing, Coxie? And then, look, you can see I'm quite happy here, but you can't tell from the facial expression. But look, clapping, that's the plan. That's where I need you to bowl. Just obviously not go for 4. And if you can, just do that more often. Please, it would be really much appreciated. But at this stage, 279 for 2. We're under a lot of pressure. And then introduce KVV and 2 wide to DB. He outthought me. I thought he was looking to slog sweep me. I went really wide. And then he thought, I've done you there. And now the camera's back. And DB then put on an exhibition. This one went for half a dozen. We're over 300 now. And I'm starting to panic. So the conversation of we're nervous, they weren't. They were pretty calm at this stage. As this went for 6 more. Dan Blatherwick in. And then how this has gone for 4, I've got no idea. As a word from our sponsors again pops up. Glorious shot, went for 4. You can see I'm just thinking, oh. And then I burgled one. You know, short pitch ball to one of the Blatherwicks did work. So it worked to George. A little burgle. It's what captains do. Come on and take burgle wickets. And then Coxie, we were behind the run rate. We had to bring a fielder up, and it was tough. Behind the over rate, I beg your pardon. And Coxie got carved away. And this is a glorious shot. Give yourself room. Hit over extra cover. Why are you batting at 6? I just don't know. But how's that? And then Johan and them got us off to a nice start. Blathers offering a little bit too much width there to the Kronia. And then Hassan Azad. If you look up Hassan Azad in the dictionary, you'll find square drive. Because it's just his shot. And again, you just... Width to Hassan Azad is genuinely not where to bowl. Just message to bowler. And message to bowler there, not to Johan Kronia, not there. At this stage, I was starting to feel hopeful. It's a flatty at Wollaton. It really, really was. You'll notice that there weren't many highlights of that's agriculture, Johan. Look, I'd also be down on all haunches, but the result was, look at the scoreboard. 41 for no loss after 8. And Johan just trying to really put pressure on the bowling attack. I like the intent shown from the South African opening batter. And this is good from Haas. Again, really nice. What you'll notice is there's so many highlights from this end. It's because Sean Gilson, we just couldn't score off the boy. And have a look and... Yeah, there we go. So, yeah, see you later. The first highlight is an attacking shot and it's a wicket for Gilly. Big celebrations. And then look at this, a little bit of a oiker. You can't bowl there to Hamish. Reverse sweep. See you later, Sean Gilson. He has gone for 16 runs in 6.3 overs though. And then that's a glorious shot. Lovely. 2 full from Rambo, just on Hamish's pads. Thank you very, very much. And we're okay here. 72 for 1, and then see you later, Jan. Yeah, everyone on the ring, Jan, thought, I want a little bit of Rambo. Striking under 100. It's not usually what he does, but credit to Hucknall where credit is due. But Hamish was starting to tick on nicely with batting with the skipper. Here I've joined to the crease and 2 straight from Dom Wheatley, and Hamish decides to bring out the broom, the conventional broom. That went away for 4, and then introduced Raito. Oh, beautiful. The running commentary from Raito today was absolutely phenomenal. This is a good ball, that's a great ball, chap. But that wasn't a good ball. 2 straight to KVV. Just that. Today, that was not where to bowl. Just anywhere else, and I struggled. And then Nicky took a liking to Dom Wheatley. He just tried to really up the ante here, just gripping that bottom and whacking it about. Really nice. We were still in the game here, and Nicky decided to try take Raito downtown, and he was going nicely. The field came up for me, correct. I couldn't get it away. But to Nicky, yeah, that was good. That was good going. And again, he's just motoring along here, but he was hogging the strike. I didn't face a ball for quite some time, as you can see. Nicky's just powering away here. I was 25 off 30. I was going okay. Nicky smacking it to all parts, or trying to smack it to all parts. And then, again, righty. He who laughs the longest. Sorry, I had a bit of a stutter there. I do apologize to all our listeners. And then introduced turn and bounce galore. Was sweep, top edge, great catch. Started to spit out the rough, and Hazef's got to go. And then Josh Markani, have a look at this. Bang, first ball 4, or second ball 4. You just, great batting, races across, and have a look at the little bit of a, wasn't happy with the fielding. I thought it was tough to stop that. Bang, 6, can't bowl there. Not to me, sir. Positive cricket, I love it. You can see me fist pump. I'm thinking, we're on here. We're going to chase 330 down. We're going to snick 4. This is how we're going to do it. Josh Markani is going to get 150. I'll play a supportive role. I like it. And boom. It's just glorious batting. We're racing away here. Josh, where have you been? Just really good. And I got one away for 4 here down the leg side, which helped the run rate for me, to be perfectly honest. I was chewing him at this stage. Not an easy wicket to bat on, and Josh slices one away. 2, right his exact words, some guy just comes in and hacks it and ruins my figures. And then again, another straight down to Sean Gilson. Lovely celebration, and that did help your figures, righty. Good, really good. And then weak, absolutely weak. Terrible shot. Terrible shot. It's actually a disgusting shot. Not good cricket from the skipper, KVV. Really, really poor. And then Paul, as Ben Shaw would say, Shin and tonic, you got to go. Wollaton staring down the barrel of a heavy defeat. And then ZL, look at that. Dancing shoes. Lovely, down the ground, glorious shot. James Cox, I like the fist pump. And then, just not committing. Coxie, you got to go. Weeto just gets his first of the afternoon. Wollaton in serious bits of trouble. And then ZL again, not pretty, but effective. Gets the broom out and gets a boundary. Lovely batting from young talent ZL. And then, see you later. Just not an option. Took an over. And Brian's picked up a wicket, and 228 all out, and Wollaton suffer a massive defeat.